Hey everybody, it's me, Ed Carbajal, mixed martial arts analyst for FrontProofMedia.com, and we have a real treat. Mr. Ryan Stoddard came back to talk with us about his promotion, Victory Fighting Championships. They have an event coming up July 22nd, VFC 58. It airs on Fight Pass. It's in Omaha, Nebraska, and you can get tickets at Ticketmaster.com. But before I let you guys listen to the interview, I just want to let you guys know Front Proof Media has t-shirts and apparel available. Go to the frontproofmedia.com/store if you want to make a purchase and help out the site. Help us bring you more content like this in the future. And here's your interview. Thanks for listening. All right. Once again, thanks again, Mr. Stoddard, for taking the time to talk with me today for Front Proof Media. I won't take up too much of your time. I know we're talking on Friday at the end, and everybody wants to start their weekend. But
no, man, don't worry about it. I'm ready to rock and roll. Excited to be on.
All right, cool. Thank you. Thanks again. I mean, we actually talked towards the end of last year when you were doing the 3 events in 30 days. So I don't know if you remember any of that, but it's funny that I got the email that you're available for interview from Scott, because I want to actually. Funny story. Have you seen the Defiant Ones on HBO?
Yeah, I actually have been watching it and I loved it. It was so good.
Yeah. So I mean, the only reason I'm bringing it up is because literally when I got done watching it, it made me think of our conversation. Because the last time we talked about how you came to running things over at Victory Fighting Championships and became the president and all that, and just how pursuing your passions and being driven. So it was weird. I finished watching that, and literally the next day I got the email for us to set up the interview. So if you hadn't watched it, I was actually going to recommend it to you. But I'm glad you're watching it, because it actually made me think about you as far as being driven and entrepreneurship and all of that. So
oh, well, thank you, man. I appreciate that. No, it was a killer documentary. I loved all 4 pieces of it. It was just unbelievably great to watch.
Yeah, and especially, I mean, the message behind it outside of the music stuff was just, pursuing your passions. And you were saying how when I asked you how you got started, you were talking about how at the end of the day you're a fight fan and how, you enjoy doing what you love every day. So it was really motivating. So I'm really glad that we're talking again today about your upcoming event towards the end of this month, July 22nd. I feel like Maki Pitolo and Cochran are always fighting. Like, it's like they fight almost every other event. Are they your busiest guys on your roster?
Maki actually hasn't fought since December. He took a little time off after his loss to Cassius.
Yeah.
I think that was great for him. It's always really hard knowing what to do or how you're going to react after your first, knockout loss. So him taking a good portion of time off, I think, was the best thing for him. And, here we are, 6 months later, he's getting ready to, take on the super durable Dakota Cochran. So I couldn't be more excited for this fight, to be honest with you.
Yeah, no, I feel like I've seen them fight the most. That's why I brought that up. You have 8 fights on the card. You're back in Omaha in the Baxter Arena on Fight Pass as always. You had mentioned it the last time we talked about maybe later in this year, because we're talking at the end of 2016 about researching other markets. Do you have any updates on that? As far as you mentioned Canada and things like that.
God, we're still working on it. It takes time. It just takes so much effort to do these shows. And we have such an amazing fan base here in Omaha. It's hard for us not to want to do these events. We have such great sponsors and such great fans that they churn out for all for these shows each time. So it's been great to have that quote unquote home base as we're researching and trying to find markets we want to go into and work in. But a lot of it is you don't want to go into any one place and just throw it at the wall and see what happens. You want to make sure you put in your due diligence. You know what you're going into, and you make the most of it. So for me, I would rather take my time, really understand what I'm getting myself into before we make that jump, and make the most of it.
And with the main event, in regards as far as the fight between Cochran and Pitolo, are they going to get a shot at the title? Depending, obviously, does the winner get a shot at the title after this, or is there still some work to do?
That's the plan, I hate saying, winner gets the title shot. The UFC does that all the time, and then you end up with a terrible fight, and things change. So I hate saying that, but that being said, excuse me. That being said, that is the idea. That is the goal. With this matchup is to try to determine a contender and go from there.
Speaking of contenders, I have to bring it up because you guys are on Fight Pass. Are any of your fighters going to fight on the Contender Series? Any of the guys that have been in your roster in the past?
I can't say anything currently, but I'm sure that I'll give you a wink over the phone and let you know that I would tune in the month of August.
Okay, that's good enough. Yeah, the first one was pretty good. Actually, I feel like it's the better part of the Ultimate Fighter. Like as far as like everything's, they cut out all the reality drama and just get to the opportunity for the fighters to fight and get a contract. Which I know you liked the connection with Fight Pass and your promotion, helping guys, get to that goal if that's what they're after.
For sure, it's always a great thing when guys get opportunities and for them to be able to get picked up by the UFC if they go out and perform. I absolutely love that about this job. Nothing is better than watching a fighter that you've grown accustomed to, winning and competing, not only your organization get to that next level and start making noise in the UFC. It's been fantastic watching Anthony Smith on his current ride in the UFC over the course of the last year and a half. Just taking guys out one by one, and now he's got a really big fight with Hector Lombard coming up later in the year. So, seeing that as a whole is just the best feeling in the world.
Yeah, and the thing is as the promotion and the sport get bigger, more newer fans are coming to it, and I find myself having to explain to newer fans all the time. These guys don't come out of the woodwork; they work their way up in other promotions, and yours being one of them, one of the biggest ones. As far as the success and the growth of MMA within the past, since the last time we talked, there's so many new eyes on it. I always feel like I have to explain the squared cage to them when I mention victory. They're like, "Which one is that?" I'm like, "That's the one with the squared cage." Has anybody tried to talk down about it? I feel like it's a better design than anything octagonal or circular.
In terms of the way the combat world works is similar to a boxing ring. It's the most perfect design for combat sports in terms of being able to cut people off and force a fight. If you go back and you look at our show in May, whereas our current flyweight champion Kevin Gray was able to pin Nick Manlett up in that corner and hit him with that guillotine and finish him that way. That right there in itself shows you how dangerous those corners can be. I think it does make a difference in the fight considerably, and to me, to be able to be seen as one of the more entertaining promotions in the world because of that, it's a great feeling, and moreover, it's really nice to have something that that no one, until it happens, which I don't foresee happening, no one's ever going to come up with something crazy to change MMA or do anything else. Pretty much everything's been done in terms of cage design or ring, so on and so forth. So to be the only square cage in the world still the time, and for us to, it sets us apart. It makes us different. It makes us unique in a good way, and I love that. And I couldn't be any happier with the admiration we get from a lot of fans and fighters both when they see the square cage.
Yeah, and I'm glad you brought up that specific finish, because that's what I was actually I was leading to, because you have a lot of guys argue about the size of the cage, no matter the promotion. They're like, oh, the smaller cage, you get more finishes and blah, blah, blah. But I think the design has a lot to do with it too. And, like the example you just gave was the one I was thinking of. When someone gets trapped in that corner, it's almost tactical to work the finish to trap a guy in that corner. And people, fight fans love finishes more than I don't know any fight fan that loves any fight that goes to a decision. So those corners, that's where you can finish a fight, and it forces them to fight. So I think actually your design is what makes Victory unique over people that try to use smaller cages and things like that. They just have to watch the event. That was a perfect example. It's like you read my mind.
Well, anytime, and I've really never had it say this to me about, oh no, what if I get caught in the corner, or, I would, I've never had anyone complain. I've actually heard more compliments from fighters about the square cage, especially since we've grown. And a lot of guys who have been at an elite level come down to Victory, Yuri Villafort being one of them, and, he was blown away by how much he loved the square cage, because it worked in his favor. He could cut off angles and set himself up in a good way. But outside of anybody complaining, I really never had anyone complain. I literally said on another interview earlier today, I'm kind of blown away by how many people come to fight for us for the first time and don't know that we have a square cage. A little piece of me feels like I have to put a disclaimer in the contract for these guys, because they'll show up the day of the show, they'll be like, oh, it's a square cage. Well, how do you not know this? Do you not get on social media and look up the show that you're fighting for?
Yeah.
To me, I would want to do my research, but anybody that's ever gonna, look at the Nick Manwell instance, oh, well, I don't want to fight them because of that. I have a simple solution. Don't get stuck in the corner.
Yeah.
It's that simple, and then you'll be just fine. Heck, that corner could end up working in your favor if you're the other guy. Exactly.
Yeah, and again, I just feel like the finishes have been better, the way that they happen in the corner, like you said. And a lot of guys train in a boxing ring or in a squared mat, so it's not something that should be too foreign to them or surprising as far as like when fight night comes. Exactly. The only reason I brought it up was because, like I said, with this, I spoke to a lot of I'm in the Northeast, so I was in the Garden for Bellator and for World Series of Fighting, and a lot of times when I bring up fights and fighters from your promotion, they say, which one is that? I always say it's the one with the squared cage, and then they're like, a squared cage, really? And I'm just like, yeah, you should check it out if you haven't, just for the finish factor, because I'm bringing up the area for a reason, because of all the stuff that went to the judges around here with the full first year in New York, where we had all the controversial judges and the stuff with the knees and the hand down and all that stuff, and other promotions. I feel like a squared cage could fix that if people would switch over, but it's better you have your own.
Not only that, but that also is also another testament to our pay structure. Being a very unique one, and from what I know, the only one in the world where our athletes aren't paid a traditional show and win money. Their purses are broken up into 3 even amounts: show, win, finish. So, a fighter could make, 1,000 and 1,000 on some other shows, but for us, he could make 800, 800, 800. So there's an incentive for him to go out and perform and, make a little bit of extra money by not letting that fight go to a decision. So I think you have a multitude of factors that have come into place for us the amount of the high amount of finishes we have. You know, I did the math at the end of 2016, and you know, we had 61 professional fights and 48 finishes with
wow.
78% finish ratio.
That's great.
That means, you know, out of every so many fights, you're going to get a high rate of finishes. So for me, that's going to give me incentive to tune in when it's more than one or for every 4 fights you're getting 3 finishes. I'm all for that.
Speaking of finishes, outside of the main event from the 8 fights you have coming up on the 22nd, is there any sleeper fight that we should keep an eye on as far as like fight of the night candidate type of deal from all these guys you have?
To be honest with you, man, I don't want to sit here and sound crazy, but you know this fight card doesn't have a lot of our traditional names on it.
Yeah.
You know, Narasyan, Saab, Yuri Lilliford, Cassie James, the individuals we've really focused on building within our roster over the course of the last 18 months. There are some faces that you've gotten used to seeing, like Bryce Logan, and Monty Dakota, Dakota Cochran. But for the most part, this card is filled with a lot of really great fighters. I don't want to call, there's a few new young guys that are potential prospects. But for the most part, this is very Midwest. A lot of these athletes are all based here in the Midwest. They're all super talented, and they're all going to come and actually just fight. You know, some of these guys, I tell people all the time, you look at an individual like Matt Brown who's in the UFC. His record's almost a 500. Nobody ever hits on that, though, because he's so much fun to watch.
Yeah.
You know, we have a couple guys on this card that I use consistently because they have that 500 record, but guess what? They're crazy exciting, and they always come to fight. And from top to bottom, all 8 professional fights that we have on this card are all in that similar situation, and they're all going to be very, very, very good. I wouldn't be surprised if we go 8 for 8 in terms of fight to finishes on July 22nd.
Wow, yeah. I mean, I'm looking forward to it. The one thing I was going to ask you outside of your own promotion, I'm sure you got hit with this question a lot since you did a lot of interviews already today, but your opinion on the nonsense with well, it's not nonsense, but Mayweather McGregor boxing match. What's your take on it as a promoter?
The entire world is paying attention to combat sports right now. How is that at all in any way, shape, or form a bad thing, especially for people like me?
Yeah.
At the end of the day, the best part of all of this was going to be the press conference. You know, the first 2 days were a blast. Yesterday was just really weird, in my opinion. And I feel like the rest of the media world kind of felt the same way by things that I read online.
Yeah.
Today was it was much better. You know, Connor came in and you know he wasn't trying to put on. I think New York brings out the weirdness in Connor. He showed up today and was his normal self. He didn't have this persona per se, wearing a mink coat or a fur coat or whatever else it was, and just spoke from the heart, and it was a lot of fun to watch him and hear him today. Floyd kind of said the same things over and over.
Yeah.
It was really funny the first time he said it, but at the end of the day, it's been really entertaining. I've watched all 4 press conferences from start to finish. I've laughed. I've been a little weirded out at times. But for the most part, it's been a lot of fun to watch. That being said, you know, I'm going to continue to tune in to all those things. I'm going to buy the pay-per-view because I want to see what happens.
Yeah.
You know, when I threw a party at my house, and there was probably 30 people there for the Mayweather-Pacquiao fight, and the fight was terrible, you know, but what really made that night special was having all my friends together to enjoy a sporting event. I feel like that's kind of lost amongst things over the course of time. I mean, I can remember years ago when I was a kid when everybody would get together for the big boxing fight, you know?
Yeah.
And watch them together. And it just doesn't seem like that really happens much anymore. So when these kinds of moments come along, I'm gonna embrace them, make the most of them, and enjoy it. For better or worse. At the end of the day, Conor McGregor is the type of individual who is literally willed his way to things. Even I've counted him out at times. I was there when he fought Jose Aldo, and one of my best friends looks at me and goes, "Who you got?" I said, "Aldo. He's the greatest ever." And what his father is, he sleeps in 12 seconds. He has this weird way of imagining things and making it come true.
Yeah.
So I learned to not ever count him out. But that being said, you're fighting the greatest defensive boxer of all time.
Yeah.
But if Conor does you,
oh my God.
I'm gonna lose my mind.
Yeah, me too.
The rest of the and the sports world will implode.
Yeah.
And that's all we'll be talking about for months, until he makes his next move. So from that standpoint, people are talking, people are enjoying it, and as much as that man entertains me, I'm so beyond happy that he is making the money he's making. Good for him, because I enjoy watching him, so he deserves every penny of it.
Yeah, absolutely, and I mean we're obviously on the MMA side, so despite all the history and experience and favoritism as far as the rule set goes, I mean I think all the MMA fans want Conor to win regardless of the facts or reasoning thrown in our faces. But
oh my gosh, it's hard not to love him. But I literally have like a weird thought to myself today. So many people keep talking about how the odds would be so much in Conor's favor if they were in an MMA fight, and the whole world is probably going to hate me for saying that. But I kind of think that when you really look at things, Floyd Mayweather would have more of a puncher's chance in winning in that fashion than I think Conor has in winning in 10-up boxing club. If that makes any sense. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I do.
Just because, that really is, in any case, that's the only way one of them potentially wins. Is one of them has a puncher's chance.
Yeah.
So, I think Floyd might have a better puncher's chance in 4-ounce club. But it's just my thought process.
Yeah, and it seemed like they were trying to toy with the idea of changing the weight of the gloves, but I think that was just for show. I feel like everything that's signed is just going to go ahead as planned.
Well, the way Conor said things, about Floyd fighting at 154 because then they're in 10-ounce club. Little things like that. When you really think about it does make a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Versus Conor being at 147 and then being an 8-ounce club. So, from that perspective, you gotta give credit where credit is due. Conor is very, 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 very intelligent, and he knows combat sports, and he shocked the world.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, he said that yesterday in Brooklyn, and just on a side note, when you had mentioned about weird things happening in MMA. When they come to New York, for me, it seems more the case in Barclays where they were, just because with the UFC women's featherweight, that whole situation kind of started there, and then that whole card was kind of, actually Dana White said that was one of the worst cards they've ever had, and then that press conference yesterday was a complete mess. So I feel like when MMA comes to New York City, they should probably just stay away from Barclays. But that's my opinion, and I don't mind taking a little heat on that, just because I was at UFC 208, and the guys at Front Proof Media and myself when funny things happen in MMA, we always call it the UFC 208 curse, and we blame it on Barclays. But that's just a joke. Anyway.
You can't really also, what a lot of people don't realize is, and I said this to somebody, last week on social media, after UFC 210. Was it 210 that we just, or what, 213? International fight.
Yeah, 213.
Somebody was complaining, about how terrible, the card was, and this, that, or anything else, and I kind of pointed out real quickly, I said, it's not by any means the UFC's fault. They tried to get GSP on the card. He couldn't get ready.
Yeah.
They had TJ Dillashaw and No Love on that card. No Love got hurt. They had Donald Cerrone and Robbie Lawler, and then Cerrone got hurt. You know, and then Amanda Nunes pulled out. That in no way, shape, or form is the UFC's fault. It's the most difficult part of this job is for us to be able to depend on these athletes' bodies to hold up, for them to be able to come together and get ready. You know, 2016 was such an amazing year. We were spoiled with so many great shows. You know, from the 2 McGregor Diaz shows, the 200 to 205. That doesn't happen that often. So when it does happen, I make the most of it. I really I take it in and I enjoy it. And I'm understanding when things don't necessarily come together for the UFC. Because I've had it happen for me. You know, I've had really great fight cards I've put together. You know, for instance, the UFC 56 in April, in my opinion, was top bottom, the best fight card I've ever put together. And it was a snoozer. You know, the guys, the fighters on the card didn't necessarily really show up that night. And I'm not mad at them for it. It happens. You know, sometimes you just have a rough night. And from that perspective, I got to give all the credit in the world to the UFC for them doing what they do. And then the matchmakers alone. I mean, those guys get just put through hell trying to deal with all these personalities and make things happen. So, if you're a fan, be a fan and understand that they are fans as well, and they try to give us the best possible event. And sometimes it's out of their control.
That's true, and those are really good points too. Sometimes I find myself defending, you know, especially in the arena when we always talk about it too on social media. When we hear the boos and stuff for fights that to us don't seem that boring, and people are booing in the arena usually, and it's usually because somebody got comp tickets or whatever. Those are the guys that are booing. They're not the people that you know, that sweat on the mats with these guys and training with them and follow them for the last 20 years or, you know, or how long the sport's been around. So I agree with you that, and I think a lot of times people will forget it just because of how common, how much they watch it. Sometimes they might just forget about the, you know, that not everything can go as planned anywhere. So that's a good point.
Exactly. And a lot of people don't even remember that John Jones and Daniel Cormier was supposed to headline UFC 200.
I remember.
I've already forgotten a year ago.
Yeah.
So you may be irritated for the moment, but I'm pretty sure within a few months you'll forget about it.
Yeah, I actually do remember it because I was there. I was there for that when that happened. I mean, I remember.
I was too. I was blown away.
Oh, were you? I mean, did you go to the? Because I was actually at the Red Rock Casino at Eric Winter had the Fight Pass party, and that's
I was there too.
Oh my God! So we were in the same space and didn't speak to each other. That's
funny.
That's weird. Anyway, July 22nd, the Baxter Arena in Omaha, VFC 58. Folks can get tickets on Ticketmaster, right?
Correct. We're at the Baxter Arena box office. We'll be sure to tune in on UFC Fight Pass. Also, follow us on all our social media, Snapchat, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, @Victory Fighting. We put out content every single day, so there's no lack of entertainment. You know, moreover, when the fighters do the Snapchat takeovers or the Instagram takeovers, things like that, you know, there's a lot of good stuff in there. More importantly, you know, you might be watching the next Conor McGregor.
Yeah, definitely, especially with Victory. So thanks again, and I look forward to talking to you in the future. Good luck with the upcoming event.
Thanks, man. I appreciate it.
All right, take care.
You too. Bye-bye.
All right, so that was Ryan Stoddard, President and CEO of Victory Fighting Championships. You can check out their stuff over at victoryfighter.com. Thank you for listening to this. I always love talking to that guy. Like I wasn't BSing when I brought up the Defiant Ones and the entrepreneurship and being driven and stuff like that. It really is. It really happened that way when the interview got set up. Talking with like-minded people again. I said this the last time I talked to him too, so it's always a good conversation to have. And to hear somebody from the promotions take their point of view on stuff like the cards falling apart and things like that, and and the whole Mayweather McGregor thing, it's always good to hear someone in his position, their side of things. So always good stuff with him. Thank you again for listening. You can check this out and other interviews over at frontproofmedia.com. If you'd like to, we got t-shirts, so you can pick up a frontproofmedia.com t-shirt. Go to frontproofmedia.com/store, and there's some t-shirts there for you to pick up and help support the site.